Picture this. You're driving to work. Same route you take every day. Nothing unusual. Nothing wrong. Then you see those flashing lights in your mirror. Your heart starts racing. Your hands get sweaty. You pull over. And in that moment, everything you're about to learn becomes the difference between knowing your rights and losing them. What I'm about to share with you happened recently. 9 Supreme Court judges made a decision together. All 9. No arguments. No disagreements. That almost never happens. This decision changed the rules for every single traffic stop in America. Every state. Every driver. Every day. If you drive a car, this affects you right now. Let me show you exactly what changed and why it matters to your life. Most Americans had no idea this was coming. The news broke on a regular morning. But this wasn't regular news. This was history. 9 justices. 1 voice. 1 powerful decision. In a country where we argue about everything, this was different. Everyone agreed. Left and right. Liberal and conservative. All together. Why? Because this wasn't about politics. This was about freedom. Your freedom. This ruling affects every person who drives. It doesn't matter where you live. Texas or California. Florida or New York. The rules are now the same everywhere. For the first time in years, the highest court in America stood up and said your constitutional rights still matter, and we're going to protect them. This wasn't just a legal update. This was a message to every American that the government has limits, and those limits are real. It started simple. 1 man, 1 car, 1 ordinary day. He got pulled over for something small, a minor traffic violation. Nothing serious. The officer walked up, asked for his license and registration. Normal stuff. But then something changed. The original reason for the stop was done. The paperwork was finished. But the driver wasn't free to go. The officer kept him there. Minutes passed. Then more minutes. The driver felt confused. Trapped. Why am I still here? No explanation. No clear reason. Just waiting. Then 9 unit showed up. A drug-sniffing dog. Even though there was no evidence of drugs. No suspicious behavior. Nothing. What should have taken 5 minutes turned into a tense, uncomfortable situation. And here's the thing. This happens to thousands of Americans every single day. Maybe it's happened to you. That feeling of being stuck. Not knowing what the officer can do. Not knowing what you can say. This one traffic stop went all the way to the Supreme Court, and it changed everything. Lower courts couldn't agree. Some judges said the officer was just being careful, doing his job. Other judges said no, this violated the Constitution, this crossed the line. The confusion was so bad that the Supreme Court had to step in and give America one clear answer. The question was simple but huge. Does the Fourth Amendment still protect you during a traffic stop? Can police keep you there as long as they want, hoping to find something wrong? Or do you have the right to leave once the original reason for the stop is done? This wasn't just about one person. This was about defining the rules for every American. Every traffic stop. Every day. The court knew this decision would matter for generations. And then it happened. All 9 justices voted the same way. 9-0. No split decision. No arguments. Complete agreement. The ruling was clear and powerful. Your rights are protected. The Constitution wins. Here's exactly what the Supreme Court said. Once the reason for the traffic stop is finished, you must be allowed to leave. Police cannot extend the stop just to look for other crimes. Being nervous doesn't count as a reason to detain you longer. Officers need real evidence, not just feelings or hunches. This was a game changer. Police departments in all 50 states had to change their policies immediately. The message was loud and clear. The government serves the people, not the other way around. Your rights are not optional. They're the law. Let's be clear about something important. This ruling doesn't stop police from doing their job. It doesn't make America less safe. Officers still have the power they need to protect the public. Here's what they can still do. Check your driver's license and registration. Run your information through their system. Give you a ticket or a warning. Act immediately if they see something dangerous or illegal happening. The Supreme Court wasn't attacking police. They were creating balance. Law enforcement can do their job, and your rights stay protected. That's how it's supposed to work. This is where everything changes for you. For years, the rules were fuzzy. Gray areas everywhere. Nobody was quite sure what was legal and what wasn't. Not anymore. The Supreme Court drew a clear line, and that line protects you. Here's what officers cannot do. They cannot keep you there after the traffic stop is done. They cannot extend the stop hoping to find something else wrong. They cannot call a drug dog without real evidence or reasonable suspicion. They cannot turn a broken taillight into a fishing expedition. Think about what this means. An officer pulls you over for a cracked windshield. He writes the ticket. That's it. You're free to go. He cannot make you wait around while he looks for other problems. He cannot hold you there based on a feeling. The stop is done when the stop is done. Your time is yours. Your freedom is protected. For years, people have been confused about this term, reasonable suspicion. What does it actually mean? The Supreme Court made it simple. Facts count. Feelings don't. Real evidence justifies a stop. Hunches and guesses do not. What counts as acceptable evidence? Seeing illegal items in your car. Signs of drunk driving or intoxication. Clear criminal activity happening right now. Immediate danger to safety. What does not count? The officer has a gut feeling. You seem nervous. You look suspicious. The officer wants to check just in case. This clarity changes everything. You now know exactly where the line is. So do the police. No more confusion. No more gray areas. Now here's the most important part. Knowing your rights doesn't help unless you can actually use them. The Supreme Court gave you tools. Words you can say. Questions you can ask. Here's what you can do during any traffic stop. Ask, am I being detained? This is not rude. This is not confrontational. This is a legal question. Ask, am I free to go? If the stop is done, you have the right to know. Know this. You cannot be held without a specific legal reason. The officer needs more than a feeling. He needs a fact. Remember, you can stay silent. You don't have to answer questions beyond basic identification. These simple words change everything. Instead of feeling scared and confused, you feel calm and in control. Instead of guessing what might happen, you know your rights. Knowledge is power, and now you have that power. Legal experts say this ruling is just the beginning. When the Supreme Court sets a boundary this clear, it spreads. It affects more than just traffic stops. Think about these areas: airport security searches, border checkpoints, firearm transport inspections, digital privacy rights. This ruling creates a foundation. It reminds every government agency in America that the Constitution still matters. Lower courts will use this decision in future cases. Law enforcement will rewrite policies. And everyday Americans will experience more balance between safety and freedom. This case isn't just about driving. It's about limiting government power. It's about protecting personal liberty in a world where both are constantly tested. Let me be crystal clear about something. This ruling doesn't attack police officers. It doesn't make them the enemy. What it does is protect everyone by making the rules clear. It reminds officers and citizens that authority must follow the Constitution. Always. It gives ordinary people the power to stand tall, stay calm, and use their rights with confidence. Here's what you need to remember. The Fourth Amendment protects you. The Supreme Court defended your freedom. You must know your rights to use them. Calm confidence is your best protection. America was built on one simple idea. Freedom belongs to people who know their rights, not to people who stay silent, not to people who stay confused, but to people who stay informed. And now, because you've learned about this ruling, you're one of those people. You're not guessing anymore. You're not unsure anymore. You're prepared. Thank you for taking the time to learn about your rights today. Most people drive their whole lives without knowing what protections the Constitution gives them. By staying informed, you protect yourself and everyone you love. Share this information. Spread the word. Help others understand what this ruling means. Because freedom only works when people know they have it. Stay safe. Stay aware. And remember, your rights are real. Use them.